Everybody, welcome back. It's business. I've got the Tier 6 Japanese battleship, the Fuso, in all its majestic glory. Doing an overview video of that for you today. So just taking a look here at the stock form, it's ugly. Pretty much all these ships in their whole basic hull form are just god-awfully ugly. You do have the hull upgrade, the FCS module upgrade. There's also an engine upgrade. I'm pretty sure I actually just free XP'd the engine just because I don't mess around with that. I want my damn speed and as much maneuverability as I can get. This does have 6 turrets, and there's 2 cannons in each. They're 14-inch cannons, and in stock form they do not reach out very far at all. I think it's in the 14-kilometer range. It moves up very quickly after that. Once you get the hull upgrade, you also get the spotter plane too, which even further increases your range. And you know, you can hit this, you can have this hit out to 23-24 kilometers pretty easily, which is very impressive for tier 6. So I think it's a fair bit more accurate at that range than the Congo. It does have higher dispersion, and I have the accuracy mod on the second slot, which I'll go over again in a sec. But yeah, you definitely get a decent engine upgrade here. Helps a bit, but I mean, it's still a slow battleship, so I certainly wouldn't get it in your head that you're gonna maneuver and you know, catch up to enemies like you would in the Congo. It's just not quite that ship. And but the Nagato, the Amagi, the subsequent ships afterwards, they're all actually decently quick, but just not this one. Now you'll take a look at the AA guns. Yeah, it's not that much. I really think that they just maybe need to redo something with the presentation of all these AA guns. I would rather get a lump sum of the total damage that can be thrown out by these, but if you're actually looking at these totals, they're crap. They're awful. They have low damage and low range. The Fuso is not going to protect itself against any type of air attack, at least from an equal tier ship. Otherwise, I do think you'd be able to muscle around a little bit against a Bogue for sure, but not a Juho. I mean, if they're running a strike package, you're pretty much screwed. You're definitely going to get a hit or two on you. But yeah, taking a look at the secondaries here, you actually have a decent amount of them. You know, this and the Nagato afterwards, you definitely have some pretty solid close quarters weapons. There's, what is it? I think you have a total of 9 cannons, 9 secondaries for each side there, and you can see here throwing in the FCS upgrade, boost the range up quite a bit. And again, you have to consider the scout plane too, because getting an extra 20% of your firing range on top of that range is pretty damn impressive. So go with the usual main battery mod 1. Got to protect all these turrets as best as I can. Then I go with the accuracy upgrade as usual. I just don't see a purpose for doing the AA modification on this. It's not going to help. You know, if you're throwing rocks from a further range, you're still just throwing rocks. It's not going to, you know, overwhelm your enemy's planes and, you know, help you survive some horrible onslaught that, you know, carriers are going to throw at you. But regardless, it does have some AA, so at the very least there's that. You can shoot down maybe a scout plane or something. But just going to roll into some clips here, keep it a little shorter than the previous video. And this Omaha, not a good day for him. So knocked him out from, I think it was about 15 kilometers. And if you take a look at the mini map there, consider my position and the fact that I could basically reach across the whole map. That's without the scout plane. You know, if you're coming through the center area at all, I mean, there's basically nobody that you can't reach, at least on New Dawn. Even on Fault Line and to obviously a lesser degree, something like Islands of Ice, you can definitely have a fair influence on the match as far as reaching out and affecting somebody's game. And in this salvo, unfortunately, the the New York went ahead and decided to start maneuvering there as my shells were inbound. I will say one thing I really like about the Fuso is the 27-28 second reload time. That is so nice. You go back and forth between, say, the New Mexico and the Fuso, and I mean that's a 7-second difference, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you start adding up all these salvos that you're doing over the course of a game, it means quite a bit. But I actually missed all of my shots on this this destroyer here just prior to the start of this particular clip, and so I decided to stagger fire really close. I mean, this is stupidly close, but I decided to try to cut off an Omaha and the destroyer that were coming up behind our carrier. There's a Murmansk off to my left here, now my rear, who was trying to help shield against the incoming enemies here as this round finished up, which the carrier player was highly grateful for, which was, it was nice to see some teamwork, So this is the end of the match, and my squad mate, Kamikaze Samurai, he's living up to his name here. And I'm just watching this trade wreck happen because, it's a slow burn here. You get to see something that's at least hopefully not that common. What a way to end the match, I think. But the other guy seemed all too happy to meet him there too, so that was pretty awesome. Alright, so for this clip, it's New Dawn again, and I've been having some trouble here in this particular match trying to get anything to hit. Nothing's happening, basically. I thought it would be another one of those games where after 5-6 salvos, nothing's hit, and I'm like, screw it. Obviously this match is a watch, which happens a lot, but sometimes when you stick with it, the opportunities present themselves and everything starts falling into place a little bit. So do quite a bit of damage to the enemy battleship there. This was a very favorable matchup. It was all actually, I think they didn't have anything above tier 4 in terms of their battleships, and I mean, I outranged everything by a good 6 kilometers or something on their team, and it was a nice little love tap there. I appreciate that. But we've got that Omaha that just ran into me, and Kamikaze down to the south here. He's in his Cleveland, and I don't know why, but I decided to stay in this area despite the overwhelming evidence showing that they have a lot of enemies very close to me. And so Kami is starting to pull north, and actually I wanted to just point out this is one of the very, very few matches over the last week or two that I've been able to get into without a carrier. So that was a little weird, to be honest with you, not having to keep an eye out for targets in the sky and all that jazz, but decided to fire at that Omaha over there. Disappointing. Kind of wish I had this one back. Probably would have had HE loaded up instead. 3 hits, so 1 overpen and 2 bounces on an Omaha. So you can actually, if you're angled, still defend against AP from a Fuso in an Omaha. It does happen, and you actually, I think people would be really surprised if they watch the replays just how many shots bounce, even HE from enemy cruisers. And I've had in my Minakaze, I remember one of the last games, I was really surprised because I had HE bouncing off of me from, I think it was a Phoenix, and I don't know, it just surprised the hell out of me, because I can't really recall too many bounces as a destroyer, but I'll take any of those I can get when I'm playing the DD. But this Miyogi just got messed up pretty bad, so Kamikaze has some fire that comes in right there, takes him out, and taking a look at my surroundings here, Don't think I can really get this Cleveland here, so I am speeding this up just to make it a little easier and somewhat more brief, get to the juicier parts, because nobody wants to see a slow-ass ship trying to maneuver and get into position. If I'm doing a specific replay for a particular game that was exceptional, I'll just leave it be. Trim some parts here and there off, but generally speaking, I'll try to keep it brief for everybody. And what I was saying before, 8 hits, almost 18,000 damage without a Citadel on the Cleveland. I'm damn happy with that. So that was a really good lead. And then I'd go ahead and screw up the next salvo because I don't lead properly. Kind of wish I had this one back too. Jeez, now that I think about it. There's when you're watching your replays, you realize sometimes you just really screw up a lot. And, there's just these little things that you do that, when you have the time and you're not under the pressure of the match to get things done, it's just a bit different. The whole backseat quarterback type of thing. But Kami died up here. He had there were 2 destroyers just off to the left here, and he killed one, but the other, and actually I think both of them sent torpedoes enough to where he had to maneuver in a way that exposed him to the enemy Wyoming that's just to the southwest of me. But yeah, so he died unfortunately, but I'm maneuvering here expecting torpedoes to come from the smoke, but they don't come, and instead there's an Omaha who just really, really wants to die. So last second adjustment right there, and all in his stacks. So 4 hits and just knock him right out. I am anticipating the torpedoes, which is something I really haven't been doing very well with lately. Obviously it's a cruiser, he had his side exposed to me and he didn't really fire, so clearly there's torpedoes in the water. But if you actually consider where he is and when that happened, it's surprising how damn slow these torpedoes are and how long they take to show up on my screen. But decent anticipation there, I hope. I hope that's something that continues. But just to wrap this up, the Fuso, I like it as an alternative to the New Mexico. I don't think I would take it over the New Mexico personally. I do find the damage to be more consistent. Actually, they're both really good in terms of overall damage, just because of the amount of guns, the size of the guns, that sort of thing. But it is definitely good at the long-range engagements, not so much the brawler engagements like the New Mexico is. But either way, hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you here again. Take care.